I wanted to show y'all this, people, and try to understand this book is a book that is passed out at all the Trump rallies and all these gatherings of these false prophets. You have all these Trump rallies that are even among the false prophets like Timothy Dixon and Robin Bullock. So this book has been written by Helgard Muller, and this is their official doctrine now, doctrine of the false Trump prophets. And the title of this book is President Donald J. Trump, the Son of Man, the Christ. They have officially manifested Donald Trump as the Antichrist that will come before Jesus Christ. He has officially now, because of the Trump prophets, the false Trump prophets, have manifested into being the manifestation of the Antichrist, which is Donald Trump, the main antagonist that is warned of and spoken of in the book of Revelations. Very important. We were looking for Jesus Christ, not Donald Trump, to return. But they have manifested this. The Trump false prophets have manifested the Antichrist, just as it states in the Bible, in Matthew 24, verse 24, that there would be false prophets that would arise and be prophesying for a false Messiah. It has now come to pass, officially come to pass. So we're going to look at some scriptures relating to this, the fact that they're calling Donald Trump the Son of Man. If you go to Psalms 146, verse 3, this was written by the anointed King David himself, where it states, he prophesied and said, "Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help." See that King David himself prophesied this very thing was going to occur thousands of years ago. He prophesied that the Son of Man, there would be one that would be titled the Son of Man. And you have seen it now manifest itself. Very important to know your scriptures. And we go to that verse that I had previously quoted. For there shall arise false Christ and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive even the very elect. You are seeing that very thing happen with these false prophets. You could also reference 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 9 and 11, where it states they would have lying signs and wonders. That is what you're seeing with these false Trump prophets. They have lying signs and wonders. You can also go to 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 14 and 15. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. You're seeing that. These false Trump prophets that have made people, falsely made people that believe that they are righteous men of God, working on behalf of God, when in fact they are doing the bidding of Satan himself. All very important things. You can also go to Matthew 12, verse 25. And Jesus knew their thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city and house divided against itself shall not stand. This is exactly what you get from Donald Trump and all of his false prophets. They are dividing the nation, intentionally dividing the nation, and intentionally dividing the body of Christ. Because the whole understanding is, in order to conquer, you must first divide. That is, you can find that in many places. Their game is to divide and conquer. And Jesus taught about this, warned of this in Matthew 12:25. Donald Trump and all of his false prophets are the great dividers of this nation, and you will see it come to desolation if they're allowed to continue. Donald Trump himself, in his cunning manner, has single-handedly handed over many wins to the Democratic Party, because just as I've shown, he was never a Republican. He was an implant sent in to divide the Republican Party, to conquer it, and give the Democrats, the Democrats, all the victories that they have had in the last few years. And he's continuing to do this. He intentionally divides the Republican Party, which causes the Democrats to have major victories in these elections. Because when you have a kingdom or a house divided against itself, it cannot stand. This is Donald Trump's strategy, people. This is the false prophets of Donald Trump. This is also their strategy. Divide the nation and divide the body of Christ so that Satan can gain a victory by means of the Democrats. Y'all be sure to know that. Understand what Donald Trump's game is. What all of these false Trump prophets' games are. To divide and conquer, so that the Democrats ultimately get their victories handed to them on a silver platter by Donald Trump himself and all of his false Trump prophets. Be sure to stay in the Word. God bless.